Satin outlines can be used for thicker borders. To change the default settings, select the object and open Object Properties. The stitch spacing and the satin width can be adjusted. If you wish to change the satin spacing, place a dot in front of Manual and then change the value. If you use a smaller number, that will make the stitches closer together and the design will be more dense. If you increase the number, that will make the stitches further apart and the satin stitch will be less dense. For wider satin stitches, you may want to choose Satin Special. Satin Special adds intermediate needle penetrations. This will keep the width of the stitch from getting too wide for the satin stitch. The offset affects how the satin stitch relates to the digitized line. The satin stitch is automatically applied to the center of the digitized line. You can place a dot in front of offset to move the edge of the satin stitch to be placed on the digitized line. Calligraphy will change the slant of the satin stitch. Place a check mark by calligraphy and then change the angle as desired. You can see that there is a slant that's added to the stitches. A raised satin stitch creates layers of satin stitches that get progressively wider to build up a padded satin stitch look. You can vary the same properties of this type of stitch as you can in a regular satin stitch, but you have an additional control of the number of layers. The number of layers specified will be the number of layers beneath the final cover layer. So for example, with 3 layers, there will be an underlay, 3 layers of satin stitch, and 1 cover stitch of satin. You can increase up to 5 layers, or you can decrease to 1 layer. Click Apply and the change will be made.